Hey everybody, Steve-O here for Movies and TVs on the Ball. Just to ask you guys a real quick question. I think it's been 5 years since the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 came out. So this gives me kind of an opportunity to talk about the film. Maybe it's been 4 years, I can't remember. Talk about the film. And one thing I really thought was really interesting is Guardians of the Galaxy 2 really dealt with the father figures of both Ego, the Living Planet, who was Peter Quill's real father, and Yando, who was sort of Peter Quill's adopted father, and just how their relationship was in the how both their relationships, where Peter Quill, I think, feels like he was Peter Quill had sort of semi-abusive father with Yando, where he would kind of, beat him, but then I think he redeems himself at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, whereas Ego, the Living Planet, deals with a sort of contractualized relationships where, he is sort of, Ego is sort of the sort of distant father, and he's more really focused on sort of his quote-unquote ego. But I think it's really interesting how Ego and Yando really, the differences in how they raise Peter Quill, and how that relationship, how both those relations up, would really, hit really hard for a lot of people. Probably was a line that Yando said when he says, he may not be your father, Peter Quill, but he may be your father, Quill, but he ain't your daddy. And that really hit hard with the fact that Yando sacrificed himself for Peter. But I feel like that's a really interesting look at sort of their relationships between each other, and how, Ego, at the end of the film had to put the cancer in his mother, which made it sort of hard. But
drop the towel.
Oh, sorry. For the mother to be sort of to really sort of affect, how he basically put the cancer into his mother, but it was that really kind of destroyed destroyed his relationship with his mother. But Ego, I think, is more of the villain, but they never kind of go with sort of Peter Quill doesn't really sort of end up becoming the villain. He's more focused on his own personal ego as well. But that's my kind of look on, but it's kind of interesting looking at, these two kind of father figures of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Let me know what your thoughts are on Peter Quill on Ego and Yando on the comments below. What's your thoughts on their relationship? And as always, like and subscribe. Peace.